Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a girl Ritwom, your favorite finance lady. This is like my first video of the year. Welcome to 2023.
Amazing!
So we're starting this year with 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 people, 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much guys. I really appreciate your support, for watching my video, for liking my video, for subscribing. You guys are just wonderful. Thank you so much. So today I'll be talking about the things you need to know before moving to Australia, like basically things you need to know about Australia, kind of. So if I'm looking down, I have it written in my job. So the first thing about Australia, it's a general thing that everybody knows, is the distance. Australia is far. Yeah, people can say, yeah, Australia is far, but far from where? It depends on where you're coming from. So from Africa, I would say that Australia is like, when I moved from Lagos is in Nigeria. From Nigeria to Australia is around, I think, 21 hours in total, yeah, with stopover. But direct flight to be around 17 hours or so, but you will definitely not see a direct flight. But anyways, so that's it. Australia is far, what I mean, like far from other countries. So yeah, everybody knows that already. And because of the distance, that is why the cost of flight is also very expensive. Yeah. Coming from Nigeria, we paid around close to 1,870 something, you know, close to like 1 million per adult for the flight. So yeah, because of the distance, it's kind of expensive. One is the time difference. I've explained the time difference in my previous video, so I will be comparing from Nigeria is in Africa, to Australia. So Australia is like 10 hours ahead of Nigeria. The time difference is crazy, 10 good hours. So I'm filming this video, this is 12 noon, and in Nigeria it should be midnight, I think around 2 a.m. or so. So the time difference is really crazy, and that's one thing you should know. So I think Australia is like, okay, New Zealand should be like 1 hour or 2 hours ahead of Australia, because New Zealand is like after Australia, is a little bit, not that far, but like our neighboring country. And yeah, so the time difference compared to like Africa, like I said, Nigeria, 10 hours. So you should know that there is a mad time difference. And when you come into Australia, so you will have like jet lag. Your body will have to like adjust to the timing here. So when we came in here, we had like, our jet lag was like for like a few days, because when we came in, so when people are sleeping in Australia, we are awake because we were trying to adjust, right? It took like 2 days for us to like adjust. Yeah, you're gonna have jet lag when you come to Australia. Another thing is the weather. The weather in Australia is crazy. I have explained this in my previous video. I stay in Melbourne, but I'm currently in Sydney. I stay in Melbourne, and Melbourne weather is crazy. It can be too hot and it can be too cold, and you can have like 4 or 5 seasons in a day. I'm telling you, like you can wake up to see a beautiful sunny day, and in the next few hours you just start raining, and the temperature will just can go down from 30 something degree to like 12 degree or 17 degree. It's just crazy. So Melbourne is a crazy place when it comes to the weather, but it's a beautiful place though. Australia's winter is around May to September. It can be very cold in Tasmania, I think in Sydney, and in Melbourne. I think those 3 regions can be very, very cold. Yeah, I've experienced, I think, -3 degree in Melbourne, because I moved in July, and that was like main winter. So I've experienced like -3 degree, and so it's like very cold, the winter. So the best time to like visit Australia, I would say the best time to visit Australia is March to May, then September to November, because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. Visit Australia in January. January is the hottest. Like you can be seeing like 40 degree above, can be very hot. So January is a no-no. Now the next one is, let's go to the wildlife. Guys, the wildlife. I've seen a lot of people are sending me messages, want to know what's happening, and wildlife like snakes, spiders, kangaroos. See guys, I've not seen any of these things. I've seen spiders, like spiders are like normal house spider, right? Like everybody has spiders in their house. But I've not seen like the deadliest or the deadly or the poisonous spider. I've not seen it. I've not seen snakes. I've not seen kangaroo. I've not seen, like, these things are like in the bushes, right? It's just like, say, Africa have like, we have the lions, we have the giraffes, you can't see all these things on the streets. You see them in the zoo, you see them in the bushes, you see them where they are supposed to be, where they are living. Like snakes and spiders don't live with you here in Australia. So for those that are like, oh, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that, I'm scared of poisonous snakes, guys, I've not seen all these things, and basically they don't live with us. So that's it. So yeah, then the last time I heard of a spider bites, or I think spider bites was around, I checked online, so it was around 1979 that spider bit someone and the person died. 1979, like years ago. So I've not really heard of all this wildlife kill some, because if all this is actually live among people, live among us here, people will leave Australia. Australia will not be a place to live in. So don't be scared of wildlife or whatever. They don't live with us. I don't sleep with snakes. I don't sleep with spiders. So yeah, the next one I'll be talking about is the cost of living. The cost of living in Australia is expensive. Australia is a very expensive country. Trust me, if you're coming from Africa, Australia is way expensive. If you're coming from other developed country, I don't know, you might see Australia as expensive, you might not, I don't know, but generally, Australia is expensive. The cost of living in Australia is also expensive. But trust me, Australia pay one of the highest minimum wage in the world, so you will definitely have money to pay for this. In my last video, my 6 months update, I explained to you guys, to me, I feel that the cost of living in Australia is fair. I don't see it as expensive to me because I can pay the normal basic things. You know, back home in Africa, or back home in Nigeria, when people talk about in developed country, bills, there are a lot of bills, there are a lot of this. Guys, I'm here and it's like 6 months. This is like my 7th month, and I'm like, I've not really seen any bill. Well, I don't live more than above my means, so I've not really seen bills that I can't pay. You will definitely work, and you will definitely pay for all these bills. So all these people shouting bills, I don't know. Maybe most people from UK are always complaining about the bills. Maybe the tax system in UK is, I don't know, it's crazy, or maybe they pay, their bill is just so crazy. But here in Australia, I think it's fair. To me, it is fair. It's okay. Cost of living is high, but of course you earn more and you can pay for these expenses, and you can live good life, you can live well. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is health insurance. For students, I know that for international students, I know before coming into Australia, you should have paid for your health insurance for maybe a year or 2 years, I think. But for you that come with working visa, just like me, I pay for my health insurance every month. You know, I explained in my video my cost of living for a month. I explained that we spend like $250 per month, and they have actually increased this. My husband just told me, because he paid the last one, it was like it has increased to like I think $290 or so. I don't know why they increased that, but yeah. So as a temporary resident, if you're not a permanent resident, you have to pay for your health insurance monthly. And therefore students, you have to pay before coming in, I think so. So yeah, so you have like, there are different health insurance company. They will give you there are different packages you can just buy and pay health insurance every month. But as a permanent resident, I think the government gets you. There's something they call Medicare. I think that is like health insurance for like permanent residents, and it has a lot of benefits, I think so. I'm not a permanent resident now, but that's it. So that's it about health insurance. Okay, someone also asked me if I paid the health insurance before coming in. So before I left Nigeria, what I did was just to register with the health insurance company, and I got my policy number, you know, and all of that, registered my family. I did not pay a dime. I did not pay for health insurance. I just registered, they just gave me the policy number, and that was covered for like a month or so. So they told me that, okay, when you move into Australia, you can just visit one of our offices and just pay. So that was what we did. When we moved into Australia, after like 3 to 4 days, we just went to the office. We just went to confirm all our registrations, our policy number and all of that. And that was when we paid. So you can pay every 6 months, every 3 months. So we just decided to pay monthly. It's okay for us to pay monthly. And that is how we have health insurance. Let me put it that way. So the next thing about Australia is transportation and transportation. If you watch my previous video or the video I posted about me going to the office, you will see transportation in developed country is organized. It's not like back in Africa. Africa, getting public transport is a hassle. Like, it's not really comfortable like that. But here, things are just smooth and easy. Like in Melbourne, you need to buy like my key card. you know, and that is what you're going to use to like swipe in when using the train or public or buses or anywhere. So it's quite easy. I don't know in other states, maybe Sydney or Brisbane, I don't know how they do it, but I'm sure it's the same system. Maybe you need to like buy a card, or you might need to get a ticket or something before using the public transport. But that is how it works, right? You just need to move around. You yeah, it's to move around is very easy with the train, with the tram, with the buses. Very easy to move around as well. But with time, you might need to like drive around. It's very easy to drive around. The time you need to like catch a train or wait for a bus, you can just use to drive to where you're going to. So that is why it's very good to come with a driver's license. Yes. So Australia allow you to come into either international license or your local license, and you can drive for like maybe 3 to 6 months with your normal international license before converting to an Australian license. Yes. So that's how I always tell people when coming to Australia, please learn how to drive. As an international student, if you're coming to work, if you're doing other jobs that you need to like catch up on shift, you need to move to another place very fast, you will need to know how to drive, and you need to come with your international passport, whether license, whether it's international license or it's normal local license. Just come with it. You can use it for like 3 to 6 months, I think, or more before converting. I think this also depends on the city. Last thing I'm going to talk about is childcare. So if you're coming with your kids, you should know that the way it is back home, especially in Africa, it is very different. For those living in developed country, you know what I'm trying to talk about. You don't have anybody to help you with your kids. You really want to take care of your kids. If you're coming with 5 kids, you take care of all your 5 kids yourself. Nobody have that time to take care of your children. Like back home in Africa, we have neighbors, you have your family members, your in-laws, anybody possible. Like people don't have that time. Everybody needs to like, some people need to go out, to go to work, make money. So nobody have that time to be babysitting your children. So that's why people don't really give birth here, like just give birth the way we give birth in African casinos. If you're not a permanent resident, if you're a temporary resident like me, childcare is very expensive. You'll be paying as high as from $100 above, depending on where you stay. In Melbourne, childcare is around $120, $130 per day, guys, per day. So you need to be wise and be careful with whatever you're going to be taking care of your kids. Then also as a family, the mentality we have as a family back home in Nigeria, that the men have to just work, the women have to take care of the kids, work, clean the house. That one will not work here. In this place, everybody work as a team. You know, if you're taking care of your kid, your husband have to be making dinner. If the wife has to go for night shift, the husband have to keep the kids, take care of the kids, all of that. So you work as a team. That's how you make family work here. Everybody work as a team. You know how you're going to share your bills and all of that. So life here is very different compared to back home. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I don't want it to be too long, but I hope I actually explained everything, and these are like the tips you need to know before coming to Australia. So if you enjoyed this video so far, please give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.